Awesome. Okay, so here we are for our practice. If you didn't receive it or have a chance to read it in the little meditation reminder, weekly meditation reminder that I send out, we're extending the length of the meditation sessions by 15 minutes. I talked about this with the Thursday night gang, and they were very excited and enthusiastic about having a chance to, after the guided meditation, just kind of have some time in silence. So today will be 30 minutes, the original, just because I know it's just kind of springing this on you. And then next week we'll start with lengthening the sit that little bit. And of course, it's optional. If you can hop off anytime. So let's settle in, let's arrive and just take a few seconds to very deliberately put our body in a position that we feel we're comfortable in, that we can maintain without too much fussing for the next 30 minutes. And I thought today we would do more like a metta practice, nurturing some positivity. It's been a while, I think, since we've done a practice like this. And I love Shinzen Young's version of this. He calls it feel good. So that's what I propose to do for the practice today. So eyes open or closed, whatever works best for you. And we're going to use the mind at first for this practice. We're going to intentionally create images, mental talk that we feel would likely trigger a positive emotion. So pleasant memories. Sometimes I imagine something in the future that brings me great joy and happiness. It can be, a religious or spiritual image or symbol, icon. It can be picturing a person, a pet, an animal, a place in nature, a piece of music, really anything at all that we feel would result in us feeling some kind of happiness, joy, love, gratitude. So what we can do is just get creative and kind of try some different thoughts on for size, see how successful we are. And how successful we are in large part will depend on our baseline kind of emotional state in this moment. So, if we're starting at a fairly low kind of emotional state, maybe feeling kind of down or stressed, whatever negative emotion might be present, fear, sadness, guilt, shame, then it might not be as available for us to easily contact positivity, but it is possible to shift. So not to be discouraged. So for starters, we're narrowing our focus onto the thought space. It's like we have this opportunity to kind of write and direct and produce these little images. Maybe they're little moving kind of scenarios or films of positivity in the mind. And another way we could invite some positivity is by putting a little smile on our face, even like an inner smile, but it could be an outer smile. I think it was Thich Nhat Hanh said, sometimes I smile because I'm happy, and sometimes I'm happy because I smile. So for a couple of folks just joined in, what we're doing is we're looking to use the thought space, visual thought, auditory thought, to hopefully trigger a positive emotion. And we can use actual memories, we can use something imagined, something inspiring to us, really anything at all. And this is really a two-part practice. So this is the first part, is to see if we can get some positivity present. And if it is already present when we sit, maybe we can amp it up. Can certainly appreciate it, be more present. Maybe you imagine a beautiful bright light filling your body, a healing light. Your favorite flower. Imagine a field of that flower. Can hear your favorite song. Maybe visualize yourself dancing and singing along. Possibilities are endless. And the second part of this feel good practice is, once there is a positive emotion present, we then shift our focus into the body, and we try to connect with how it's showing up in the body as a sensation, physical sensation. And it's okay to guess. Like, oh, I feel kind of an upward moving energy or lightness, or a feeling of like a softening and opening in the area of maybe the heart, or a pleasant vibratory sensation happening, in the face or through the body. Really kind of soak into how the pleasant emotion feels. Where is it? Even if it's subtle, even if it's just a little, you know, kind of upward movement or brightness around the eyes. And you can stay with the physical expression of that positive emotion, kind of ride that wave. It might get more intense, stronger. It will eventually fade because all emotions are impermanent, they're always changing. So when it does fade and come to an end, then go back into the thinking space. And you can use the same thoughts you used to generate that positive emotion. You could try something different. So we keep going back, and Shinzen talks about kind of striking a bowl of positivity. The thoughts are like the little mallet or striker. And once we have that positivity present, and we really go into that beautiful experience in the body. Sometimes when we practice a technique like this, where we're deliberately trying to cultivate positivity, the opposite will come up. If I'm using a memory, nice memory of a nice walk on the trail with my son to cultivate positivity, but then maybe I also have a memory of a fight we just had, and some guilt comes with that memory. So if something like that happens as you're practicing, you kind of have two options. You can kind of, as best you can, move away from, just kind of let go and not attend to that kind of negative thought or emotion, and go back to try to generate positivity. Or you could use it as an opportunity to see what guilt feels like in the body. So you could shift gears a little, just deciding what you're more interested in or you feel would serve you best in your practice. But really important to be compassionate and patient and understanding with ourselves on the days we're not really able to trigger a lot of positivity, just holding that very gently. if there's positivity present. Perhaps if it's not already happening, you could offer it to loved ones, kind of radiate it out. There's many ways you can do this. You can visualize a person one by one. Or you can imagine you're radiating out this beautiful light of positivity and you're welcoming people into it. And perhaps offering it to acquaintances, people you know, or not as close to, people in your community. And maybe we can include any people that we've had some challenges with. It could be recent challenges or difficulties from the past. See if there's room for them to bask in your positivity, to very generously offer that out to the more difficult folks. And these might be people you know, maybe they're people you don't know. And including everybody, all beings on the planet, water, the air, land. The great news is this is not a limited supply. This positivity that we can offer. So to finish off the last 5 minutes of practice, just as an option, if you feel like exploring, we could take that the last bit of time to shift into more of a self-inquiry practice. If you're on a nice wave of positivity and you want to stay there, please feel free. But whatever emotion is present, we're aware of that emotion. There's a knowing. So you could ask the question, what knows? Or who knows? Whether I'm happy or sad or anxious or feeling joy. There's always the same knowing or awareness that doesn't change, isn't affected whether we're in bliss or in turmoil. That knowing is always the same. So we could kind of shift our attention away from the emotions. For some people, that might feel like a looking back or turning back 180 degrees to what knows, this pure awareness. When we examine our emotions from this more non-dual perspective, it's not that we deny or suppress the experience of the emotion. It's just we question who is experiencing it, who's taking ownership.